Let's talk.
Nerd!
Warning, this show contains spoilers.
Spoilers on top of spoilers.
Are live. Welcome back, guys, to our weekly, not so weekly podcast. Welcome back to our weekly, not so weekly podcast. Back again with your what? Yes, it's been a title for a little while now. But where was I? Oh yes, welcome back. We got your host, Special Hornet. We got your co-host Alley Cat and the other co-host Reno. He's wearing a loser hat. Anyway. Where are we going to start off? We'll start off with Let's Talk Nerds News. I had a great week. We played a lot of games this week. Be sure to check all that out. The VODs on YouTube. Had a very successful Minecraft Monday. Had a very successful, well, not so successful Try Hard Tuesday. But anyway, had a very fun stream on Wednesday with Helldivers. Rena and I revisited that game. And Thursday, Allie and I had a very fun Indie Thursday where we got to really see the full extent and experience of Kingdom 2 Crowns. Died. Spoiler room. We're trying to figure out how you don't technically. So your world, the world in that save, because you have different saves. The world in that save is still there, and when you travel to certain islands, the progress that was made is still there. But you have to like recruit stuff, like these like builder guys that we unlocked. We have to go back to those islands and get them back, and build up our forces again, and re-unlock anything that we lost. So if we want our mounts back, we have to go back to those islands and spend gold to get those mounts back. And stuff like that. Well, I got a bear. I was riding around on a bear. No more grip. Oh, for now, we gotta see. It's a long story. Watch the VOD, tune in on Thursdays. Again, I can't hear Reno. Oh, hold up.
Just make sure
All
it's
right,
turned up.
we've returned. Let us know if you guys can hear us properly. Anyway, so yeah, we had a very good run at Kingdom 2 Crowns. We're going to continue it, and yeah, it's been a fun time. But yeah, no, Allie and I got wrecked on the. We went to a new island. We went to the 4th island, and we got obliterated. Yeah, they have like these flying guys that like swoop down and grab your guys, and they like hold them hostage. Now I can't. Oh. Okay, they It was like, I think it was our second night. No, I think we survived 3 nights. But anyway, yeah, it was fast. It was a bloodbath, and we ran for our lives. And we got wrecked. They took our crowns, and everything.
Wow.
And yeah.
Well, now I want to watch it.
Well, we're gonna come back. Our comeback's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. We'll see. Do you want to do a different version of it, or do you want to start just doing that one?
I think if we do a different version, I'll just start back from the beginning. So I think we'll give it another try and see how it goes on the normal base, and then we just maybe start a new save and try like the samurai version or something. See how it feels, and then just keep going from there. But yeah, very fun game though. We're very much enjoying it. And other news, we also a new season of Invincible dropped yesterday. We'll be expecting that on our podcast next week to discuss. They dropped 3 episodes. They're all an hour long.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, those are longer than the last ones, I think.
I think they were kind of random. They're always random. Some are like 30, some are 45, some are an hour. They don't really have consistent time for them. There's like, this is how long we need to get the story going. I kind of like that. Now, but in other cool hero news, we have our new favorite show. What is it? Not friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Right?
You're friendly. You're friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, and goddamn, is this show pulling at my heartstrings? 'Cause everything is just going way too well for him, and I already know that they're going to fucking kick him in the teeth.
Yeah.
But first off, we'll get Allie. What's your opinion on the show so far?
I think I don't know. I was kind of thinking it's kind of kid-based, but it's definitely probably like 13 and up. It's still like for like younger kids, but I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of like underline that's being set up, especially with I forgot what that character that is starting to be in that gang. They're definitely gonna go head to head.
Yeah, Lonnie Lincoln.
Well, there's talk. And
He's
did you ever?
be...
Is he Tombstone? Did you look that up, Reno? Did you ever?
Well, he says it in the last episode.
Yeah.
Remember? They called him Tombstone,
yeah.
so he is
Yeah.
Tombstone.
Yeah, which is a very major. He's a really he's a big character against Spider-Man, one of his main villains, which is unfortunate because he was a really cool character. I mean, it was. What I liked about this series was that it didn't make Spider-Man start off with like he has all these bullies and everyone's a dick. All these characters.
He's in a school with smart people, so
yeah,
there's really no room for bullying. So yeah, they don't really have Flash in here or Mary Jane or Gwen. They haven't introduced any of them yet.
Yeah, which we'll see if they ever do, but well, isn't that one girl supposed to be like replacing MJ though, like the one who's dating Tombstone?
Pearl Penguin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, well, she is Filipino. She's a Filipino superhero. So she was on the Earth 616, I guess. Agents of Atlantis, and she controls water in there. And she was on New Ages of Atlantis that came out in May of 2019. So I realized a lot of these characters that they're introducing in the show are old, like kind of superhero people. So it's gonna be neat if they incorporate it. I think it might be Earth 616. So.
Yeah, for those who don't know,
totally
different.
Yeah, totally different universe.
The way that he got his powers were, through a portal. So
yeah, well, is it Earth 616? Isn't Earth 616 the main Marvel universe?
I don't know if it is or not, but
it's been a while.
But
there's
I mean, most of these characters, when I was looking them up, it said they were from Earth 616. So I don't know if that's the main.
The Earth 616 is is the primary continuity in which Marvel Comics titles take place. But not to say that this girl couldn't exist in another Earth, though, because
Yeah, it's probably in another universe, of course, because I mean, and that's what I thought was interesting about the show too, was they show the Civil War happening and they show all that stuff happening, and Spider-Man, in the universe that we see in the movie, he's a part of that already, but in this universe he's not. So that was very interesting and cool, I think.
And what's kind of interesting with it too is apparently at one point this show was supposed to be a prequel to the Spider-Man in the MCU.
Oh, okay.
It was supposed to be like, because you think about that in the MCU, Tony Stark just meets Spider-Man after he's already Spider-Man and done all his stuff, right? He's never, like, all that stuff already happened.
Yeah.
So in this was supposed to show kind of how that Spider-Man got. But I guess they obviously they went like a different route. But they still, it
Well,
seems like they have kept a lot of the same story elements of the MCU in it.
yeah. Well, I'm kind of glad they did go a different route because this Spider-Man is unique in its own way and stuff like that, which is really nice. And it's not looking at it and be like, oh, where's this supposed to lead into this movie or this show or stuff like that. It's its own little world, but they have the elements of the movies in it, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So I like that. And even
nice too, because sorry, we were going to say even what?
Oh, I mean, even the intro to the cartoon was from Spider-Man when he first came on to animation. So that was Spider-Man's first animation series was in 1967, and the first episode of that was the Revenge of Dr. Magneto, and they revamped the song, but it's still basically the same song if you ever watch it. It was a legit animation, but back in that time, so.
Well, that's a good homage.
Studios that did X-Men '97, so I'm sure they're, working on making everything being connected to those older series.
Yeah, and when he saves Harry in the beginning, that scene where he's swinging with Harry. It's not Harry in the comic book, it's just a random citizen, but that scene is, Spider-Man 1. So when Spider-Man was first introduced to the Marvel Comics was Amazing Fantasy number 15 in August 1962, the Silver Age of comics, before anybody ever dies.
Who he also ruined that age.
Yeah.
Funny. But no, I mean, I find this because I'm not gonna lie, oftentimes when they do this type of changes to characters, a wink, you know what I'm talking about, it's usually just kind of a blanket cover. They just, oh, well, this character is now female, or this character has been race changed. But as for the overall story, they don't actually do anything with them. They're just, this is that character, but they're still just a thing. Where the characters actually feel different. They actually feel unique and their own. Even like Norman Osborn and his son are completely different in how they. Well, I mean, the whole story is they know who Spider-Man is, like, off the bat.
Yeah.
And which is something very.
I think the first movies, they figure out that he's Spider-Man too, in those movies, but that's why they become enemies and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, in the first Spider-Man movie, he eventually figured it out. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's when they introduced Green Goblin, and then I think Spider-Man 2 was Hobgoblin was one of the enemies.
Spider-Man 2 never had Hobgoblin. It was Spider-Man 3 that had Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin? Oh, okay.
So, but those are the live action movies, and he didn't figure out Peter was Spider-Man until after he was already being Green Goblin. Where in this case, Osborn is Osborn, but he's also being a good guy.
Yeah.
And,
well, I mean, they're a part of his team, which I kind of like when they do that in shows and things like that, because not all superheroes could do it alone.
Yeah.
And especially, Spider-Man is usually he has always been alone. He really hasn't had a team, except
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Ultimate Spider-Man, and I think his friend in the movie, that is his friend that helps him out and stuff. But he's a younger superhero, so he should have people helping him and guiding him along and stuff like that, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like it a lot. It's really interesting seeing it. I just wonder how it's going to affect when Green Goblin becomes a thing.
Oh yeah.
That's why I say, like, everything is going way too perfectly, and it's all going to crash down very, very hard. Like, because I mean, even like, they've already introduced Miss Connor, Dr. Connor, because she's going to be the Lizard. We all know that. We know who Green Goblin's supposed to be. Eventually, Hobgoblin. We know.
Dr. Octopus is going to be in it.
Well, yeah, but he's already like a bad guy, so it's not like.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not feeling bad for him. He's already established bad guy and blah blah blah. I mean, Tombstone, his is already getting there though.
Yeah, and that's supposed to be like his best friend now, and a good friend.
And that's what I will say though. The only thing I don't like about the show is I don't like his, I guess, best friend. Not the football player, but the girl. What's her name?
That is Nico.
Yeah, I
so
don't like Nico at all.
Nico is actually from the Runaways comic book. So she was introduced to Marvel in 2003 in the Runaways, and her family in this one, I don't think they really talk about her family. I think she's living with.
Well, she's in or a foster home.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, she's in a foster home, but in the comic book, her parents are supervillains and they wield magic. So she has a magic staff called the Staff of One, and she's a magic wielder and things like that. So I don't know if they're going to introduce that, but if there's an opening there where there's going to be a lot of magic and stuff, and especially since Doctor Strange, came in there, that might be one of the storylines too that they're going to hit.
Mm-hmm. Well, the one thing I mean, whatever she's supposed to be, I just think I don't like her character so far. It's very annoying and just gloom and doom with her.
Yeah, well, I mean, her character's a gothy type of character.
What do you think? What do you think, Allie?
I mean, if you're saying that she's very gloomy and gothy and like black and white, you could say that about Spider-Man. I mean, he's just all chirpy and warpy the whole time.
Yeah,
he
but
annoyed me a little bit sometimes in some parts. I'm like, okay, why are you so positive?
Yeah, but I think people naturally. I mean, contrary to popular belief, people can be naturally happy, especially in a school like that, because there's no one there was being a bully, or no one there's being a dick. So why are you being gloom and doom?
But I think the reason why her character is that way is because Peter Parker is so goofy and kind of a Clark Kent type character, where he's accident prone and goofy and stuff, and she kind of balances it out by being the, and then plus, like, she's kind of losing her friend, it feels like. But yeah, I think that she's feeling that she's being left out because they're supposed to be good friends. I don't know how far along in the school year it is either, because it was supposed to be the first day of school, and then all of a sudden, So
but, I don't know. It's just to me, it's just annoying. It's like overly negative for no reason. Because again, there's no bullies in this school. There's no mean people in this school. I mean, that one kid is not. I mean, and you can't even say. I mean, you can say, "Oh, well, her home life sucks because she's in a foster care." But that one guy, his home life, he lived in a shitty ass neighborhood in the fucking. Well, it looks like it was the hood, and he's still going to school and being happy and still, not being negative. Yeah. And she also shuts down. She tries to shut Peter down every time. Because ever since he got the internship, she just tries to shut him down. Like, oh, how could you go work for a company, and...
I just put it teenager.
Yeah, well, that's fine, but
some teenagers are very happy-go-lucky, and some teenagers are just depressed all the time.
It's still annoying, really... though. Even those teenagers, to me, are annoying to be around, because they're just idiot kids. And I don't know, I don't like her, everyone else I love, I just don't like her character and what she, and you can say that, like, oh, well, she's scared that she's going to lose her friend, even though her friend really isn't even, like, doing anything crazy besides going to his internship. It's not like she's blatantly ditching her to go to a party or anything. She's going to work, which if you're an actual friend, you would be happy for them. You would want to support them to go do that stuff, and you wouldn't be like talking negative about it, especially if it's good for them. But
You never know that she might like him, and there's a lot of underlining things that she's just trying to get across without being told dick.
I mean, you say like, but I'm pretty sure she's gay.
Yeah,
way
she's gay. She's gay in the comic books.
Oh yeah, see, so that's out. Which I mean, I could tell just by the way they had her talking and looking at the one chick when they talked at the football game. And see, that's another example. I mean, she was being really friendly with that one chick during the football game, went to the party. Yeah, it's like that Peter couldn't make it, but it's not like people at that party were being mean or being jerks.
Yeah, I mean, and it just seems like to me she's kind of a loner, and Peter's like her only friend too. Where I think in that school it's probably really easy to meet friends.
Yeah. So like, I feel like in a school like that, at least the way they haven't shown in that school, they haven't really shown a single negative, mean person, like at all.
Yeah,
Everyone's
like in all the other movies and stuff, Flash was basically
Flash was usually the one, and there was always someone who was mean or whatever. But in this, no, everyone's pretty cool. Even the football guys are all cool. I mean, it's just again negativity just for no reason. Like if you had
do you think she's losing her friend? That's the only thing I could think of. Like she might be happy for his internship or whatever, but you know, he's always late. And then I think she was kind of jealous that he bring Harry with them to the movies because she just thought it was going to be, them two. So,
Yeah. Well, that part probably was a little bit of an overstep because obviously she doesn't like Harry that much.
Yeah, and he knows she doesn't like Harry, but
I mean, but it could be an opportunity for her to make more friends because Harry doesn't have any friends either.
Yeah.
But again, she's just acting like the victim and everything because I mean, he still showed up to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's it called? I'm trying to have again, I've seen the story done, like this kind of story done before in ironically other Spider-Man shows, but like just kid shows in general, especially teenage shows where the friend starts hanging out with the cool kids and leaves the other friend behind. Where
that happens.
Up until this current episode with Harry, who he didn't even leave her out, he included her. She hasn't been left out of anything. In fact, she's been invited to hang out with the cool kids because she was welcomed at that party. She just didn't socialize at that party. And if maybe she's just socially awkward or something, but like
I think she wanted to be there with him though. That's why she was kind of in the dumps. And he didn't text her or anything.
Yeah. But
yeah.
We'll see how her character develops. But I'm just saying so far I don't like her much. Love everyone else though.
So I don't know. Do you want to give a little bit more context for Tombstone? Because I didn't even realize. Because it's been a while since I've watched any Spider-Man stuff.
Well,
I haven't seen Tombstone in anything in a long time, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, and in the comic book, he's just a gangster.
Yeah, he's a B-list villain, really.
Yeah, and then he just fights Spider-Man because he's robbing people or doing something like that. But and I think he actually worked for Kingpin.
Yeah, he was one of his goons. So,
but this is like because I've never really read the comic where he fought him, and I think there was a couple of them too where he gets thrown into something because Tombstone. The reason why he's named Tombstone, not not because he tackled someone, but in the comic book it's because he's like albino. He looks albino white, but he's a black guy, and then he has sharp like razor teeth. So, and he has kind of like the kind of like a blockhead, type, and he's just supposed to be a big guy like and stuff. So, that's why he's one of the leaders of that. I don't know if it's that gang that they mentioned there, but a gang.
There's no like real life talk about that gang. Is there like that name?
I didn't really pay
110th Street Gang or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a real gang like that, but I mean, there might be a gang called the Scorpions.
Probably.
Sound familiar. Isn't that in the?
So it's just 110th Street Gang is just Tombstone's gang in the Marvel in Earth 616.
Isn't Scorpion the game that's been mentioned before in the other like?
Well, Scorpion is a villain. He's a actually he is a Spider-Man villain. Yeah, he's has a Spider-Man mech suit, I think, or not Spider-Man, a Scorpion mech suit with a tail and everything. I think he's supposed to be like a kung fu fighter.
Well, it was that girl, wasn't it?
Well,
girl?
Scorpion, that's just their lieutenant or enforcer. Scorpion is a guy. Or at least usually he's a guy. Who knows what they did this time?
Well, they might have changed it up because the unicorn that was actually a male in the comic books. He was on Tales of the Suspense number 46, and he was introduced in August of 1964. So I think they're trying to hit a lot of the characters that were introduced when Spider-Man first came out. So,
that was very. Is that other guy supposed to be Rhino then?
The other guy is supposed to be Rhino, and then Dimitri is supposed to be Chameleon. I'm not sure who the Roxana Volox is though, but they were saying when I looked it up, it was saying something about Shield. He was the Hydra agent that was hiding in Shield, but that was a guy. But I mean, they still
obviously they're just switching everything up. So, yeah.
But that's what I thought was interesting too. Is they're interesting all these characters that have been, you're just like, oh, that's Rhino or all that stuff. But that's what I was looking. I was like, okay, if that's Rhino, these other people have to be other super villains.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even the kids that get introduced to him in the that Osborn hired, they're all superheroes. They're all superheroes also.
Yeah.
So
Ironheart,
that one guy.
Right?
Yeah, that Cho guy is the new Hulk. So he makes something and he becomes like the new Hulk. He gets Hulk's powers and stuff.
Which
and he's
Hulk
also on
What's his name? Is he A-Bomb?
No, he's green. Because when I looked it up, it didn't really say which Hulk he was.
What's with Marvel
he
turning
looked
smart
like
people
Hulks.
into Hulks? That's funny.
Yeah, but he's on the Agents of Atlantis also.
Okay.
Team.
So they're really going hard in the Agent of Atlantis team. Sounds like.
Yeah.
And then, how about the Wakanda girl? Is that Ironheart?
No, she is. She was in Infinity: The Hunt #1, and her powers are invisibility and light beam projectiles, and she was introduced in September 2013. She was just a very smart person in Wakanda, and then they put her in like some, I think, exchange thing.
I thought she was a sister to like the royals.
Yeah, no, but yeah, her name is just Asha or Asha. Was that her name? Asha.
How about the other girl?
Gina. Can't really pronounce her last name. Her name is Finesse, and her powers is she's really smart, of course, but it says in her bio that she learned stuff in a different way. Like she could memorize stuff. She has that photographic memory type stuff, and she could mimic any type of. She could, if anybody shows her anything once, she could mimic it. So even probably fighting and stuff like that, and she knows a lot of it's hand-to-hand combat. So kind of sounds a lot like that other villain with the shield that basically mimics
Taskmaster.
Yeah, kind of sounds like him, but she's like smart.
Well, see, the funny thing I always think about that is that doesn't really make a whole lot. I mean, with Taskmaster it makes sense because he actually trains, but just because you can memorize a fighting style doesn't mean you have the physical power behind the punch or the kick or the do like the moves that the other person does.
I mean, she's also just really smart, so
yeah. Well,
You know,
obviously,
so-
I know. I'm just
Where
saying,
that-
it's like they're saying, like, cause I'm sure there's going to be a scene where she's able to memorize someone's fighting style and then equal them fight for fight, based on
Yeah,
those types
maybe.
of powers. And I've always thought about something like that because there are other characters that have done that before, such as Taskmaster. And it's like it doesn't really like a lot of people think that that's like a misconception that certain fighting styles make it so like really small, weak people can fight big, strong people. It's like no, those people who know his techniques also train a lot too and are really physically strong. And that just makes them that much.
It could be like that one scene where the head, the helmet where that girl broke those people out of jail. Like, you could memorize how people are fighting and be able to counter, exactly do it.
Yeah, so defensive style fighting.
Yeah. Maybe, but I mean, even a defensive, like if someone punches you and you try to block the punch, you're still going to feel that punch if you're not physically strong enough to withstand it.
Yeah.
But because that girl
even
that
Dr.
go on.
Sorry, even Dr. Whitman is a super villain. He's the wizard, and he was introduced in Strange Tales number 102 in August 1962, and he was in the Frightful Four, so fought the Fantastic Four.
Well, maybe the Fantastic Four will make an appearance. They are all in New York.
Yep.
I'm not looking forward to that Fantastic Four movie.
Why, you tried watching them all and been disappointed?
Well, like the way that it's styled is so bad.
Oh, you don't like the nice
Supposed
stuff?
to be
The
1960, right?
Like the style looks really strange. I get what they're going for, but it really depends how everything else falls into place.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I get you. I'm kind of with you. I think like the Thing doesn't really look that great in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it's kind of hard to make a rock. I don't know. They made and that's one thing I'll say is the Thing looked really good in the original, like not original, but like the early 2000 movies.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see how they do their powers, how they do like the stretching and the invisibility and whatnot. But we'll just have to see what the storytelling is like.
They have really struggled with the Fantastic Four lately. I mean, the older movies, it was good for its time. I mean, I enjoyed them all, but I didn't really like the last one they did, or I think it was the last two they had. They weren't really that good.
Yeah.
They
Well,
should just stick to a cartoon.
well, obviously the Silver Surfer one didn't do very good because that's where that's pretty much what ended that franchise.
Yeah,
And then
but
they tried. Then Fox tried to do another one in like 2012. That was just awful. Like the character casting was just awful.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did, and then they did. Now they're doing this one, so we'll see. I just like the meme from. I guess this will be the first time that they actually did a comic accurate Galactus showing up on Earth, like they showed at the end of the trailer.
Oh, I haven't watched the trailer, so.
It showed Galactus showing up at the end of it.
Watch it right now.
But it was just funny because I like the memes. It's like it showed Galactus, and all of a sudden it switches over to Galactica, and it's like, better stop that vehicle. Better stop that vehicle. It's your last chance. Yeah.
Gives me Marvel Rivals PTSD.
Yep. The memes. The memes are the best.
Did you see the new Luna skin?
Yeah, I looked at it earlier.
And the her beatbox little setup.
Yeah, and then the Captain America skin from Infinity War.
Well, I was gonna say, like, Luna, that is like the exact copy of Luna.
Yeah. The exact. Well, you know.
Of them both, like DJing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's a music themed superhero. I mean, they don't own the rights to DJs. They're looking like a DJ, so. And if anything, I think Marvel.
Oh, do you know that that Luna Snow was also part of that Agents of Atlantis?
Yeah, because her and Namor have voice lines together in the
Voice
game.
line.
Yeah,
So she might be introduced in the show.
maybe.
Cool. I thought I saw her in one of the like newspapers or some like short like instant of like just passing by. I saw like the black and white hair somewhere.
Well,
In the
there's
show?
a lot of characters that have black and white.
No, like the split that like she does.
Oh,
I remember seeing her like in it, and I was like, oh.
could have froze it and wrote it down, like Reno did. I need to start breaking out my Marvel encyclopedia whenever I'm watching these shows and be like,
Oh well, did you see the Did you see when Norman bring up the stuff when he was looking at his computer and he was telling him about the hero or whatever? That was from Marvel Encyclopedia. If you look at how the drawing is and everything, I was like, oh, that's cool.
That's hilarious. I didn't notice that. I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marvel Encyclopedia.
That's where the
Love it.
nerds go.
Hey, I got the Marvel Encyclopedia, I got the Marvel Arms and Armor book, and I got the Marvel Atlas.
Like an actual book?
Yeah, it's like an actual book. Like, I'll go get it.
Yeah. I was like, go get it. I want to see it.
I didn't know you didn't see that. Oh well, I just watched the trailer.
Did you see what I mean? It's kind of like.
Well, I mean, it's the '60s, so.
Were you born then? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I was not. I was born in '77, so
Close enough.
yeah. So that was right around the corner. But the thing looks like he does in the comic books.
Yeah.
So
Maybe to me, it just kind of looks cheap, but also everything in the '60s looked cheap.
Well, it's
Like
a very
plasticky.
it's very colorful, and I think the '60s was very colorful.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of oranges and oranges, browns, and blues. Yep.
I don't know why, but everything that looks like that, it always looks kind of cheap. I don't know. Yeah, I think you guys notice a lot more of like the characters that could be possible other characters in the series, and I just don't notice that because I'm not in that like you guys are.
Well, I mean,
So I'm learning.
yeah. Well, once I saw because I knew I heard the name before of his friend, because I watched that Hulu thing on the Runaways, so I was like, I know I've heard that name. So when I looked it up, I was like, oh, okay, it's that one magic girl. But yeah, she's very depressing character and stuff.
I think she's kind of sarcastically funny in some parts.
Well, I think a lot of her characters just, she's like one of the goth chicks. Just sarcastic, and it doesn't really bug me all that much. So.
I kind of wish we could have saw some of the struggle of him learning his powers, because they kind of just jumped straight into, you know.
Well, I mean, I think it's because that has been done so many times. That's why I thought they were just gonna show him. He already had the suit, like when he was running for the bus and he opens the thing and then he takes out his sandwich. I thought it was just gonna show the suit, and I'm like, oh, okay, I could go get with this because everybody should know the story of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So that's why. What I thought was interesting was how, they made him make the shooters, which I like Spider-Man that knows how to make his own web stuff, but his was like in a canister, because he has the hoses and in that little canister instead of just like putting in little cartridges in his.
The early 2000 Spider-Man had his own
Back
web.
again.
Hi again.
Rhea?
But I liked it how they explored other options though for his suit before they just went to the typical red and blue.
Yeah, that was funny when he got stuck in the cave. I thought that was I'm not a pinata, guys.
Yeah.
I
But
kind of
yeah,
like the Falcon suit though,
that was pretty cool.
when he was all scary.
Right? And then the when he was a wasp, he had missiles.
Yeah, I didn't really like that suit.
Yeah, but it makes so much more sense to fly. Anyway, so yes, Al, you asked me to go get them. So yes, this is the
Oh yeah.
Marvel
I think
Universe
that was a cute way to merge it together.
map by map. So this has pretty much any location you could think of. Right here, ironically, this is why I made the joke before, but talks about New York and how all the heroes are. Oh, my bad. I don't know why. So all the heroes that are in New York and all the different towers. See where. There's the Avengers Mansion. And
It's like Stony Towers, special order.
apparently
Probably
there's a
don't show
shadow.
the school that he's in though. But so is the school? The school probably isn't in Queens, because he lives in Queens. But yeah, I know it. He has to take the train, right? Yeah,
It
so-
shows, what's his name? Tombstone, whatever his actual name is. Him also walking far, because he lives.
Well, he lives in Harlem. So
Yeah, well, because we have it shows the Daily Bugle, and then which is right there, and then you have, but yeah, there's Fantastic Four's new HQ for Yancey Street. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of heroes that are in New York. The Wrath, Matt Murdock's Hell's Kitchen apartment. And then we come here and it has like a much deeper detail about Manhattan and everything. The Yancey 5th Street. I wonder what happens to the 5th Street. Now it's 4th Street. But yeah, so this just shows, and then this is, I mean, that's just New York alone. There's so much in New York, though. It's crazy. He really said New York is the main hub of Marvel at this point. But yeah. And then right here, I think it talks about Atlantis. Yep, Atlantis. And yeah. So that's just the map. And then as you go further, eventually you'll start talking more about like space and different planets and stuff too. And Olympus and all the Greek gods and all that fun stuff.
Oh, I forgot to mention that Amadeus Cho, the one that's supposed to be like another Hulk, he's from Tucson, Arizona.
Oh, that thick one.
Yeah. What's that?
You didn't hear me?
No, what did Allie say?
Oh, she said that was a thick book.
Oh, well, I'm trying to look. This is the Marvel Encyclopedia New Edition, but is this? Is this?
Oh, I was saying that book was thick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's cool though that he's from. You said he's from Tucson.
Yep, he's from Tucson, Arizona.
Oh,
And
he's
his
from
parents
Tucson.
found out he was really, really smart, so they sent him to what happened was he was really smart, so they signed him up for this contest, and he won the contest, but the contest was a ruse for this one guy. I think it's the guy who fights the Hulk, who's supposed to be I forgot his name, the guy with the big brain.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to kill whoever is smarter than him, so he tried to kill this kid because he was smarter. And he's supposed to be like the 7th smartest person.
Yeah, I remember he from Chance said leader? Question mark.
Yeah, leader. Yes. Yeah, I think so. The leader was trying to kill him. I think that's what it was.
I figure out. I had a. You didn't? Did you take it? Because apparently I have 2 Marvel encyclopedias. But did I remember I had a book that said that was about just the weapons, right? Weapons and armor.
I think so.
What's the difference between these encyclopedias are? I don't remember having 2 encyclopedias. Oh, hey, look at
They
that!
probably-
Agent of of Atlas.
Yeah, I mean, they probably have a couple of those because they keep on making characters, you know?
Yeah, but I'm just
We should just do editions.
well. This is the encyclopedia new edition. I don't know what that means. When was this copyrighted? 2022? One's copyrighted. You're freaking copyrighted. Have to add it. This was copyrighted 2024, so this is the newest one.
Good for you. Where'd you
I
get
don't know
it?
where my weapons one is though. I don't remember buying 2 of these. You never. Oh, he wandered off. Anyway, so what was that new Atlantis team or something that you guys were talking about?
I think we were talking about Nico, and I was saying like you guys notice things more often, like the character connections, and then he mentioned that.
Yeah. Oh, yep. There's Amadeus show. Yep, there he is, hulked out. Yep, Blue and Snow. In 1958, FBI agent Jimmy Woo formed a group of heroes called the G-Men to rescue President Eisenhower from the Golden Claw. Working with S.H.I.E.L.D. decades later, Jimmy reformed the team to investigate an organization known as the Atlas Foundation, based in the Temple of Atlas. Discovered that the Golden Claw was in fact Plan TZU, direct heir of Genghis Khan and the leader of the Atlas Foundation. Tizu had chosen Jimmy as his own heir, and he spent the past few decades working as Jimmy's enemy, forcing him to become properly prepared. Shocked by this revelation, Jimmy nevertheless agreed to take over the Atlas Foundation and turned it into a force for good, at which point Tizu allowed his advisor, a golden dragon known as Mr. Lao, to devour him. And there's Amadeus Cho right there. Oh, wait. I forget the camera's over here.
So they say what Hulk he is, or does he have
Well, it says right here.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's alright.
Yep. See, he looks like
Looks like him.
a mini Hulk.
green. Yeah, little Hulk.
Well, it says right here, new faces. During the War of the Realm, Wu assembled a new team led by super strong genius Braun Amadeus Cho. So I guess they call him Braun.
Braun.
Like
Oh,
Braun.
okay.
Like
Yeah.
mine. Tucson had more stories when it came to. Oh, here. Tucson had more when it came to Marvel. Even Ghost Rider visited the city at some point in the Ultimate Universe, which I think is cool. Well, a lot of people don't remember. I mean, Tucson has a lot of history behind it, as much as people like to make fun of it as like this, like random city in the middle of nowhere. But so yeah, he's the leader of. So Amadeus Cho or Braun is the leader of Agents of Atlas now. Protect the Pacific Rim from the Queen of Cinders and her army of fire golems from Muspelheim. Oh. So from the hell of Asgard? Or not Asgard, but Norse mythology. With that threat quelled, the new Agents of Atlas stayed together to become the protectors of the brand new city. Pan and amalgamation of Asian districts from cities around the world linked by portals. However, this utopian cooperation, how do you say that, was secretly powered by the magic of a dragon taken from Atlantis, and the Agents of Atlas were in the firing line when an enraged King Namor came to take the beast back to the ocean. Jimmy Woo arrived with backup in the form of the original Agents of Atlas lineup, and as hostilities between Pan and Atlantis escalated, revealed that the agents, like other powerful organizations on Earth, are advised and even controlled by dragons. The Agents of Atlas managed to broker peace in the Pan-Atlas War and protect their new city, but team members Amadeus Cho and Shang-Chi departed unhappy at being manipulated by Wu. So that's what has happened there. It looks like you have Swordmaster, who I think Swordmaster isn't that supposed to be Iron Fist now?
I don't know.
I think that Swordmaster. I think he's the one that turns into the new Iron Fist that we play in Marvel Rivals.
Oh, he becomes Sword Master.
No, Swordmaster becomes Iron Fist
Oh, okay. Okay.
because I think that's him. In Marvel Rivals, Lin Li, also known as Swordmaster, becomes Iron Fist after discovering the true powers of the Sword of Fu Chi. Okay. Wonder if it's only in Marvel Rivals. That'd be cool. Their own original version of Iron Fist. So that's Swordmaster. Wave? I don't know who the hell Wave is, but Shang-Chi. Crescent. Amadeus Cho, Arrow, White Fox, Luna Snow, and Silk were on the team that he led. It's really funny that I didn't even plan this. I literally just opened the page and there was Agent of Atlas. But I'll have to look for that other book though, because I could have sworn I had like a book of like all the weapons and armor of Marvel.
Maybe we can do like a deep dive into like how Marvel Rivals the game compares like the encyclopedia.
Yeah, so his name, the guy that we play in Marvel Rivals is Lin Li. He is Swordmaster and then he becomes Iron Fist.
Yeah. I'm just confused because Reno, you know I had that book, right?
Yeah,
I remember showing it to you. Because I was like, hey, you can maybe use this for inspiration for drawing weapons and stuff.
Yeah, it must be in the garage.
I just don't remember buying 2 encyclopedias. But, cool. Anyway, guys, I think that's about all we have to talk about this week, right? We're mainly talking about Spider-Man. Yeah. Well, I have a delivery that's supposed to be here soon, so gotta get my
What are we talking
mattress.
about next week?
Yeah, tune in next week to see us talk about more Spider-Man. Well, I think if new episodes come out, I'll have to look at that. But we will for sure be talking about Invincible, though. Because that's a really awesome series. And I don't think Allie's even watched any of that series yet, huh? Excellent.
That's a really good series.
Yeah.
Live action or cartoon?
It's animated.
It's anime.
Yeah. But yeah, come in, tune in. We'll have lots of fun next week. And don't forget to tune in Monday for Minecraft Monday. Start off our week. We have no idea what we're doing. I think we're still building up to re-enter the Nether because fuck those skeletons.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. But
we need to weapon up before we go in there.
yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to follow on all our socials: Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, all under Let's Talk Nerds. Except for Instagram, which is Let's Talk Nerds Official for some reason. All right. Stay nerdy, guys. Talk to you later.